Rules for drivers and motorcyclists, 89 to 102. Rules for drivers and motorcyclists, including vehicle conditions, fitness to drive, alcohol and drugs, and what to do before setting off, vehicle towing and loading, and seatbelts and child restraints. Vehicle condition, Rule 89. You must ensure your vehicle and trailer, if applicable, comply with the full requirements of the Road Vehicles Construction and Use Regulation and Road Vehicles Lighting Regulations. Fitness to drive, Rules 90 to 94. Rule 90. Make sure that you are fit to drive. You must report to the driver and vehicle licensing agency any health condition likely to affect your driving. Rule 91. Driving when you're tired greatly increases your risk of a collision. To minimise this risk, make sure that you are fit to drive. Do not begin a journey if you are already tired. Get sufficient sleep before embarking on any long journey. Avoid undertaking long journeys between midnight and 6 AM when natural alertness is at a minimum. Plan your journey to take sufficient breaks. A minimum break of at least 15 minutes every 2 hours of driving is recommended. If you feel sleepy, stop in a safe place. Do not stop in an emergency area or on the hard shoulder of a motorway. See Rule 262 for guidance on places to take a break while travelling on motorways. Rule 92. Vision. You must be able to read a vehicle number plate in good daylight from a distance of 20 metres. If you need to wear glasses to do this, you must wear them at all times while driving. The police have the power to require a driver to undertake an eyesight test. Rule 93. If you're dazzled by bright sunlight, slow down, and if necessary, stop. Rule 94. At night or in poor visibility, do not use tinted glasses, lenses, or visors if they restrict your vision. It doesn't matter how cool they look, I'm sorry. Alcohol and drugs. Rules 95 and 96. Rule 95. Do not drink and drive, as it will seriously affect your judgment and abilities. In England and Wales, you must not drive with a breath alcohol level higher than 35 micrograms per 100 millilitres of breath, or a blood alcohol level of more than 80 milligrams per 100 millilitres of blood. In Scotland, the legal limits are even lower. You must not drive with a breath alcohol level higher than 22 micrograms per 100 millilitres of breath, or a blood alcohol level of more than 50 milligrams per 100 millilitres of blood. Alcohol will 1. Give a false sense of confidence. 2. Reduce coordination and slow down reactions. 3. Affect judgment of speed, distance and risk. 4. Reduce your driving ability even if you're below the legal limit. 5. Take time to leave your body. You may still be unfit to drive in the evening after drinking at lunchtime, or in the morning if you are drinking the previous night. The best solution is not to drink at all when planning to drive, because any amount of alcohol affects your ability to drive safely. If you are going to drink, arrange another means of transport. Rule 96. You must not drive under the influence of drugs or medication. For medicines, check with your doctor or pharmacist, and do not drive if you are advised that you may be impaired. You must not drive if you have illegal drugs or certain medications in your blood above specified limits. It is highly dangerous, so never take illegal drugs if you intend to drive. The effects are unpredictable, but can be even more severe than alcohol. and can result in serious, potentially fatal road accidents. Illegal drugs have been specified at very low levels, so even small amounts of use could be above the specified limit. The limits for certain medicines have been specified at higher levels, above the levels generally found in the blood of patients who have taken normal therapeutic doses. If you have a concentration of a drug above its specified limit in your blood because you've been prescribed, or legitimately supplied a particularly high dose of medicine, then you can raise a statutory medical defence, provided your driving was not impaired by the medicine you are taking. Rule 97. Before setting off, you must ensure that you have a valid licence and insurance to drive the vehicle you intend to use. Your vehicle is legal and roadworthy, and you should ensure that you have planned your route and allowed sufficient time for breaks and possible delays. You have sufficient fuel or charge for your journey, especially if it includes motorway driving. You know where all the controls are and how to use them. Clothing and footwear that do not restrict your ability to control the vehicle. That your mirrors and seat are adjusted correctly to ensure comfort, full control and maximum vision. And that head restraints are properly adjusted to reduce the risk of neck and spine injuries in the event of a collision. It is recommended for emergency use that you have a mobile phone containing emergency contacts, such as breakdown assistance, and that you have high visibility clothing. Vehicle towing and loading. Rule 98. Before towing as a driver, you must not tow more than your licence permits. If you passed your car driving test on or after the 1st of January 1997, you are restricted on the weight of the trailer you can tow. You must ensure that both your vehicle and your trailer are in roadworthy condition. This includes checking that all tyres are legal, the trailer braking system is in full working order, and all trailer lights are working correctly. You must not overload your vehicle or trailer. You should not tow a weight greater than that recommended by the manufacturer of your vehicle. You should distribute the weight in your caravan or trailer evenly, with heavy items over the axles, and ensure a downward load on the tow ball. Manufacturer's recommended weight and tow ball load should not be exceeded. This should minimise the possibility of swerving or snaking, and overall loss of control. You must secure your load and it must not stick out dangerously. Make sure any heavy or sharp objects and any animals are secured safely. If there is a collision, they might hit someone inside the vehicle and cause serious injury. If your vehicle is narrower than your trailer or load, or your trailer or its load obstructs your rearward view, then towing mirrors must be used. The trailer must be fitted with a secondary coupling device such as a safety chain. Carrying a load or pulling a trailer may require you to adjust your headlights. During towing as a driver, you should be aware that reduced speed limits apply. You should be aware that your stopping distance may increase significantly. You must not drive in the right-hand lane of motorways with 3 or more lanes. And if the trailer starts to swerve or snake and you lose control, ease off the accelerator and reduce speed gently to regain control. Do not brake harshly. In the event of a breakdown, be aware that towing a vehicle on a tie rope is potentially dangerous. You should consider using a solid tow bar or professional recovery, and that it may take longer to build up speed when rejoining a carriageway. Seatbelts and child restraints. Rules 99 to 102. Rule 99. You must wear a seatbelt in cars, vans and any other good vehicles if one is fitted. Adults and children aged 14 and over must use a seatbelt or child restraints where fitted. Seated in minibuses, buses and coaches. Exemptions are allowed for the holders of medical exemption certificates and those making deliveries or collections in goods vehicles when travelling less than 50 metres. Seatbelt requirements. This table summarises the main legal requirements for wearing seatbelts in cars, vans and other goods vehicles. Driver's seatbelt must be worn if fitted. If they don't, the driver is responsible. In the front seat, a child under 3 years of age in the front seat must be sat in correct child restraints. In the rear seat, they must also be sat in correct child restraints, but if travelling by taxi and one is not available, they may travel unrestrained. If they do not, the driver is responsible. A child from their 3rd birthday till they are either 12 years old or 1.35 metres in height, whichever comes first, must be restrained in the correct child restraints if in the front seat, but in the rear seats they may use the adult seatbelts instead if correct child restraints are not available, such as a licensed taxi or a private hire vehicle, or for reasons of unexplained necessity over a short distance, or if there are already 2 occupied restraints preventing the fitting of a third. Once more, the driver is responsible. A child that is over 1.35 metres or 12 years old must wear a seatbelt whether they are in the front seat or a rear seat. Adult passengers aged 14 or over must wear seatbelts if available in the front and rear seats, but they themselves are responsible. Rule 100. The driver must ensure that all children under 14 years of age in cars, vans and other goods vehicles wear seatbelts or sit in an approved child restraint where required. If a child is under 1.35 metres tall, a baby seat, a child seat, booster seat or booster cushion must be used suitable for the child's weight and fitted to the manufacturer's instructions. Rule 101. A rear-facing baby seat must not be fitted into a seat protected by an active frontal airbag, as in a crash it can cause serious injury or death to the child. Rule 102. Children in cars, vans and other goods vehicles. Drivers who are carrying children in cars, vans and other goods vehicles should also ensure that 1. Children should get into the vehicle through the door nearest the curb. 2. Child restraints are properly fitted to manufacturer's instructions. 3. Children do not sit behind the rear seats of an estate car or hatchback unless a special child seat has been fitted. 4. The child safety locks, where fitted, are used when children are in the vehicle. 5. Children are kept under control.